Hello, Instagram. Instagram is telling my followers that I have just started a video. So we're gonna hang out here and see who joins. Oh well, look who joined, Mr. I am Sam Fine. Hi.
Sam.
How's it going? If it's just you, I'm signing off. Hey, Cindy O. Makeup by Kim01. Nice to see you guys. So it is, it's Friday. I am at an event called Superstar Speaker Training. Is that right?
Yeah, Superstar
Okay, I got it
Speaker
right.
Training.
Okay. I am Sam Fine. I have tons of questions. Oh my Lord. We're gonna try our best. So I'm here at this event. It's amazing. It is about like hosting live events, and today we were talking about story, which was really awesome. It's stuff that I've known for a while. I learned it from Alex. And for those of you that don't know, Alex is a dear friend. My first coach, worked with him for like 2 years, and really taught me like sales and why live events are so important. And he was kind enough to invite me to this event with one of his mentors. So, oh Jesus, and what's, you guys are laughing at Sam. Hey Shuddy London, hey Queen Melanin, nice to see you guys. Thanks for logging on a Friday afternoon too. But anyway, so we're at this event. It's awesome. Honestly, I've been sitting here like my heart's like beating out of my chest, and I hate you so much because every time I go to events with Alex, this is what happens, and I'm just like, oh God, what am I about to mortgage here? But anyway, so Cindy O says, hi Alex. Faces by Laverne, hello. I am Sam Fine. I have no life. So I thought it would be great since Alex and I are both here. Alex lives in San Diego. I'm in Los Angeles, so we don't get to see each other all the time. I thought it'd be great to just have a chat with you guys. So since Alex taught me everything I know about sales and live events, I wanted to open up the conversation to chat with you guys about why sales is actually beautiful and how it could really transform not only your life but your business. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sales is, I believe that there's a new modern age of sales.
I hate Sam. I know.
So I believe that there's a new modern age of sales coming, and it's a transition from old school sales, which is more of what you would call like a used car salesman or someone who's twisting your arm to get the money out of you. There's a lot of collective belief that sales is bad, and sales is manipulating people to do what they don't want to do so that they can get your money. Those are some of the stories that maybe yours, maybe you've heard before. And really what sales is, I believe, is that sales is really service, and it's being able to really help the people who you're meant here to serve. And so in the context of a makeup business or a beauty business, it's really getting clear on like, what does that service mean? Like what's the impact that your clients, what's the impact that your service is going to have on your clients' lives? So like, for example, I'll take makeup for example. I'm working with Sonia. I know more about, and Sam, I know more about contour and
Say it, smoky eye.
The smoky eye, then yeah, I'm a smoky eye expert now. Not really, but and so like what I invite you to consider is that, or when a lot of makeup artists and just entrepreneurs are starting out, that they focus a lot on themselves. So when they're selling, of like, I don't want to be pushy, I don't want to be salesy, you know, I don't want to come off like that. When the reality is, if you switch the focus of being all about you to focusing on your client, of how it can really help them, that's where a shift can happen. Because so, for example, if you're a makeup artist...
Alex, I want to stop you for 1 second. Thank you guys for the likes and the love. Please keep sharing likes and love if this is resonating, because this is really, really high level stuff. So I want you to realize how valuable it is to have someone like this on an Instagram Live. This is the kind of things that my clients have access to, and you know, people pay tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to hear and learn this stuff. So please take advantage and, you know, show some support, likes and loves, and keep listening.
Yeah, and so I'll dive a little deeper on that point. So from my experience, like I've been in sales, selling anywhere from a $10 product to hundreds of thousands of dollars in programs. Since I've been 21, so that's for the past 7 years. And I've had a challenge with my speech, with a speech impediment, with a stutter my whole life. And so a lot of my focus has always been around like I don't want to come off like this, or what are people going to judge me around? And when I took the focus off of me and I started to put it on the person that I'm helping, that's when a huge shift and a huge increase in my ability to impact someone's life, and a huge ability to enroll clients into different programs that are going to help them was really, really impactful. So if you're a makeup artist, I'd invite you to consider, like, what is the impact that your service has on your clients. So I know that Sonia really helps a lot of makeup artists to do weddings and helping brides specifically on their special day. So I invite you to really think about what is it worth to a bride, to have the best makeup on that day, and for them to feel like at their best, for them to feel the most beautiful in the one special day for them. So, and then when you come at it from that point, or when you know what that means, that what I find is oftentimes a lot of our own resistance kind of sheds away when we're more enrolled in the vision of how we're helping someone, rather than focused on, I don't want to be salesy. But what if being a little bit salesy is going to change the lives of one bride? What about 2? What about 5? What about 10? And what if you don't make those offers, if you don't try to sell them something, that's going to change their life, which I believe that if you're a makeup artist and you're helping brides, that is a life-changing service. And if you don't, I invite you to reconsider. And if you don't, I invite you to reconsider, why are you even doing what you're doing? Because I think that's a great place to start too, especially when sales, because there's resistance to sales. I even have resistance to sales at times, and then I get re-tapped into why am I doing it? Then I look at the clients and the impact that I've had, and because my shit comes up all the time too. So, and yours might as well. So when that happens though, to have a strong vision and to know why you're doing it, it's so important.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because I definitely had resistance around sales, and one of the reasons why my business is thriving and my life is thriving is because I was willing to have the uncomfortable conversation first with Alex as the client, as being enrolled. And I've heard Alex say it in the past, and it's something that really resonates with me, how enrollment is a gift. And it really is, because it changed my life. Me saying yes and me putting money down, money that I thought that I didn't have, money that he helped me create, really changed everything for me. And I started to see how if I can give that gift to others, and it could be through coaching, but it could also be through makeup, that it just had so much more positive, powerful energy than just okay, I need to make money. I just want to scroll back and see what you guys are saying. Well, okay, Mr. Sam Fine is asking, what's concealer? So Sam, you and I will schedule a one-on-one, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about concealer.
He should share it with me, and I should teach him about concealer.
Harris Rowland, love this feed, and I used your offer system and booked my second high-paying client. Gave me the card number on the spot.
Yes.
Congratulations. And I want to tell you, I learned that from Alex. He was the one who said you don't get off the phone with card information. And by the way, that's actually a conversation that comes up a lot, because I know some people feel uncomfortable about asking for the card information on the phone. So what would you say to that?
It's about finishing the race. It's about finishing the race, and not just in that conversation. So much of entrepreneurship is about finishing the race. What I find is most entrepreneurs go 98% of the way, and it's in that 2% that all of the results come from. So it's you get the lead. So you have the potential client, whether that was someone came to your booth, or you did an event, or you got them from Facebook, or there was a referral. However you got it, you got it.
Instagram.
Or
he
Instagram.
Never talks about Instagram.
Or so you do all the work to get the lead. You schedule the call. You're talking with them. You're in the enrollment process. And then you need to go that extra 2%. The most uncomfortable part is that 2%. And so most people just go up to there and they go all the way there. They have a great conversation. They know they can help, but then they don't make the offer. They don't get the card information. And I believe it's such a disservice, because you've already went through the process with someone, and if someone says they want it, they need to be led. They may need to be led that extra way. and they may need to be shown like why it's important, or they need to be fed back what they've already said, what's important to them, so that they can make a decision to do something different. Because if nothing changes, and people they're having that conversation with you. They're in the sales conversation. They want they want your service because they want something to be different.
Right. That's why they came to you.
So here's was a huge mindset shift for me. Is that everyone who's is in a sales conversation with you wants to buy. They all want to buy. Isn't that fucking crazy? Like,
yeah, it's
they
amazing because maybe every person on this Instagram Live wants to buy.
Yeah, because why else would they be on that call with you?
Right. Why are you showing up?
Yeah, like why would they show up? Like people on this live, like if people were completely satisfied with their sales and where they're at and where their business is at, they wouldn't be on this live. You know?
Right. And that's what I want you guys to start seeing too. Like, I love sharing with you guys, but I'm also very intentional about when, I get on Instagram Live, when I do webinars, when I do all these things, because I'm also conscious of the value. So there's usually a reason for it, so you think you're coming on, but I called you, I found you, and you continue to come, so we continue to have a conversation, and maybe we do something and maybe we don't, but chances are, this conversation will lead to something else and just an opportunity to explore. So let me ask you a question, Alex, about Sam Fine. So thrilled to see you guys and hear this information. Hey, Coco Chanel's.
I think Sam just wants to hear about my high-end training on concealer.
Totally. Sam Fine, hashtag finishing the race. Coco Chanel's, like the annoying ex-boyfriend. I use the example of the stalkery ex-girlfriend.
Nice.
It's one of my favorites.
So good.
Yes, you want to be a little stalkery. But so another question that I get a lot is like when you're actually diffusing the objections. How far do you want to go? Like, when is enough? That kind of deal. Like when someone says I have to think about it, or a lot of times what we'll get is I have to speak to the fiance or whatever. So what are some words of wisdom that you might impart for someone who's just kind of getting started with with this sales process?
So in my process, what I run and what I teach my clients to do is one call. Like, it's one call, there's no follow-up. And I do that for a few reasons. The first one, and the most important one, I believe, is that it's painful. I know personally, it's painful when you have all these different people who say maybe, and then they come back and they say no. Or you can't. Oftentimes, they'll say maybe, I have to check this out, I'll get back to you. And then you follow up, and it's a ghost.
Right.
And it's a ghost. And that's painful. And so from like an energetic standpoint, I'm from Southern California, so we're in like energy and all that kind of stuff.
I know. I talk about energy all the time too,
okay,
so they're
cool.
used to it now.
Cool. I didn't know what frame to come from. So it's like
the weirdest frame you can find.
Okay. Oh. So from an energetic standpoint, it's like you have all these open loops. You have all these open energetic loops, and like those conversations, they can be deep at times and really intimate. So there's a strong energy there. And when you have that open loop, and you're focused on other clients, the energy you have is scattered. It's not focused on one person at a time. So that's why I teach to do one call. And how hard do you push on the objections? Like, what I'm looking for is I'm not looking to enroll people into my programs. I'm looking for a clear yes or a clear no. Because a clear no, it cuts off that energetic loop. And having your energy clean is so much more important for me than to have all these maybes out. And maybe one of those maybes will land.
You know what? And then actually, just to give you like a different frame for it, it's almost like you break up with someone and you still, it feels open-ended. You know what I mean? Like, that feeling, and then it's kind of hard to like, even if you start a new relationship, it just kind of feels like, if you were to run into them, it feels like it's like that. Mm-hmm. It's that same feeling. So, when you're going through your sales process, if you're not getting a solid yes or a solid no, like that's kind of, you're having that leak, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah, and you also want that, like, you really want to get to what the core issue is, because with objections, oftentimes there's smoke screens. Like, right. It's so much easier to say, oh, well, I can't afford it.
My God, yes, please talk about that, because
it's a
please talk
screen.
About the money one, because
okay.
I feel like I'd love for them to hear in a different way how that I don't have enough money or whatever. It's a story. You know what I mean? So how would you say it?
Yeah, so
other than that?
So objections based in money and in time are objections based in value. So what that tells me, if someone says if they give a money objection or a time objection, is that there hasn't been enough value created in the enrollment process for them to find the money and to make it work.
If
So
you guys are resonating, please likes and loves. This is really, really like massive stuff. So make sure you have your notebook out or you're recording this or something, but keep going, Alex. Value.
yeah, so it's creating value, and if you're using the same process that I use, that Sonia uses, it's basically like it's a consultative sales process. So you're asking them what they want, why it's important to them, what their challenge is, what it's costing them. Many sales processes use something similar, but that's I want to give context for as I go going into this, because it's objections based in money. It means that you haven't created enough value in the process for them to find the money to do the program. So what the real money objection sounds like is, oh my goodness, Sonia, I have to do this. I literally have $1,000 left on my credit card. I'll give you $750. Please take $750. Like, I will find the money.
That's like what I said to you.
Yeah, that's what the real money objection is.
Yes.
That's what the real money objection is.
Yes, Alex pitched a $5,000 program, and I forget. Do you remember what the deposit was?
It was $1,150.
$1,150, and I remember him pitching it, and I was just like, oh my god, I have to do this. But we were in front of people, like we were at a lunch, so I pulled him aside after, and I was like, listen, I have $500. I will give you that now. Like, that's all I have, but I will find a way. And he said the most beautiful words, like, I don't really care about the money, I care about your commitment. And he took my $500, and I had just enough to get home, and then I was off on the hunt.
Yeah, because it's like, also, like, I'm not looking for people's money, I'm looking for really good clients, you know? And when people pay attention. I'm gonna say that again. When people pay attention, you know, like so I'll take it from the context for makeup. It's like, for those, if you're getting high-end makeup clients, it's like those clients aren't late to the appointments. They're not rescheduling with you. Like, they're showing up on time, and those oftentimes are the ones who send. They also know other high-end clients, so they send the best referrals as well. So that's another thing that I wanted to share. So getting back to the money.
Yes.
Cool. So that's an objection based in value. So, and oftentimes, like with all objections is being able to coach someone or talk them through what their mindset around their objection is. So in my program, I teach a whole module called, it's called Objection Aikido. And what Aikido is it's a martial art. It's a martial art. And so, like, old school sales, like, is more like boxing. So, like, they throw a punch, that's an objection, then you throw a punch back. Then they throw a punch, then you throw a punch back. And, like, you can beat them down to a yes. And the old school sales, like, that they do that, and it works. And what I found to be more effective, and not just more effective in converting more sales, but more effective in starting a meaningful relationship that's going to be fruitful and with a solid foundation, is that when someone throws a punch, with the objection, you use the same energy from the objection to put them on the ground. You know, like, someone throws a punch, you use their energy, and the next thing you know, they're on the ground. Mm-hmm. So that's what objection handling is all about, is being able to take what someone's saying and showing them that's exactly why they need to invest in whatever the offer is.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, I have one question for you, because I know we have to get back into the room really soon. And if you guys have missed this will be up on my YouTube, so you can catch it there. But as someone who has, I want to use me as the example, because I know that, you know, some of you guys may think like, wow, you know, she's really doing these amazing things, and, you know, she's probably making a ton of money.
Which you are.
But that being said, can you speak to, it's been like 2.5 years. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's been like 2.5 years, I think, since we first met. So as someone who, when you first started coaching me, like, I had a lot of, you know, resistance around money and like a lot of fear, but I really wanted to do things. Like, what has been your perspective from then and the growth, and like, what do you feel were maybe like the moments where I had challenges? Because I've had resistance. There has been moments I've been pissed off at this guy, like fucking pissed. So what's your experience been? Because I think you guys are curious as to like, you know, what challenges me, what stretches me, and this person has done it a lot. So
That's a great question to bring up here. Like Sonia's, she's just massively, she's massively committed to growth and also to the growth of the people that she serves. And in that growth, there's resistance that comes up, just like anything else. So the thing about growth and the thing about comfort is they're opposites. They can't exist in the same field. So to grow means to be uncomfortable. It means to do uncomfortable things. It means to get outside of your comfort zone of what you know is safe and to take uncomfortable actions, you know, which may be, you know, like maybe being more salesy and pissing some people off. And it's also one of the best things that you can do to build that muscle. Right. And so really what I've seen in your growth is that you have such a strong vision for the leader who you want to be in the industry. You know, like I remember when your shit would come up, you know, we'd be like, hey, like, you know, hey, do you remember why you're doing this? Like, do you remember what you told me about the entire beauty industry and how there's no leadership, that people aren't talking about this, and that, and you want to be that stand. So would you rather be more committed to all these stories you're telling me, or do you want to be more committed to being that leader?
don't do this right.
You know, and so it was about that. It was being committed. It was being committed to the vision of knowing, because like as you're doing something great or something different, something meaningful to you, because it's meaningful, your shit's gonna come up. You have unconscious patterns that are running your life, you know. And I say you because everyone does. And so when those come up, having a compelling vision and having the support structure with a coach, with a mentor, with a mastermind group, having that support structure is so important, because that sets up the game for you to win, or it sets the odds more in your favor. So having support, you know, someone who's walked the path, someone who has the results that you want, someone who's helped other people get the results that you want, so crucial. And so that's what you've done over the years, is being committed to that and being committed to who you want to be in this world, you know. And even when the stuff comes up of like, you know, there's so many different things
like
that
today.
come up. Yeah, so there's the personal things that come up. There's not the business things like with clients, and there's that with challenges in business, but there's challenges personally too. And so when all that stuff comes up, it's like a wave, you know. And I believe, Southern California, I believe that it's when you make a commitment to the universe will fucking test that commitment.
Oof.
Be like, oh,
Truth.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
You want that? Let's see how
You
bad
ready?
you want it.
You're ready?
Yeah, let's see how bad you want it, you know?
Yeah.
And so when that happens, it's like, oh, I thought the plan was going to go like this, and so many times
never
the plan
does.
doesn't. So like planning is great, and being in flow and trusting enough in yourself to be able to move through the divine orchestration of what the universe has planned and having confidence in yourself that it's going to be okay, and this is coming up for a reason, and okay, who do I need to be in this moment? And also just letting yourself, when you have resistance come up, to just recognize it. And also, but there's so much that you can do by yourself. And having support from a coach, from a mentor, from someone who's been there before is just it's such a crucial piece to accelerate growth. Because I believe that's what we're all after. Everyone who's on this live that's what they're after. They're after accelerated growth. Because they can go out, they can try new sales, and they can spend 4 or 5 years figuring it out on their own.
Yeah.
Or they can invest within your programs or anyone's, you know? So it's about accelerating the growth.
And I think also, like, I'll speak for myself, I think that when you're stretching, like, there's moments where you do want to, like, contract and you want to go back to small, because it's like, sometimes I'll say to myself, like, you know, just a week. Let me just, you know, take a week off of growth, you know, and it just kind of doesn't always allow for it. And, you know, because sometimes the discomfort is not like just for a day, it can be for like a few weeks or a few months. And having those people that are supporting that, holding the space for you to feel that, like, I've gotten that, you know, tremendously. So do you guys see why, like, I mean, if you, just by hearing what Alex is saying, I mean, obviously I hope you guys can see why, you know, I spent so much time, still consider him one of my closest friends and always a mentor, and for sure soul contract. And we always end up in the weirdest places doing the weirdest things. But there's just so much support here. And again, this is not really a pitch for my program or anything, but it's just why it's why support is so important in your growth. And when you start to connect with people that you feel like resonance to, like the first time I met Alex, we were like, I don't know, like it was just right. And I'll never forget the first time I met him. We were gonna have lunch. We were at this event, and he was like, "Hey, we'll have lunch unless I have a potential client." And I ended up having lunch with him, and I was the potential client who became a client. So hey, so
See you later, sweetie,
okay. So you never know. You just never know. But it is 100% worth it to not only have people who can support you like that, but actually know their shit. What I've learned from Alex has not only helped me expand what I do in makeup, but like it's helping other people expand what they're doing. Like it's been so concise and clear that I've been able to replicate it, duplicate it, and hand it off to other people, and now they're living the life of their dreams. So just saying. So we have to head back in because we're still learning, and Alex is going to be on a panel. If you missed any part of this, it's going to be on YouTube Live, and I might coerce him into another live at some point. I don't know, we'll see. But enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend if we don't check back in, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys soon.